Locked in, the moment I realized love isn't supposed to hurt. I was with Samira for almost 2 years, starting with a cute, funny encounter at a freshman orientation party. The first few months were great. She was spontaneous and everyone loved her. I felt lucky she picked me. Slowly, things began to shift. She'd get furious if I took too long to text back, demanding my entire daily schedule after I missed her messages during a 2-hour lab. She mocked my music, calling my favorite band Trailer Park Music, in front of her friends. If I got quiet, she'd accuse me of being too sensitive and unable to take a joke. I started using headphones and spending less time with my roommate, Kyle. It was easier to just comply. I told myself this was normal couple stuff. Everyone argues, and she always apologized afterward, insisting she just loved me so much it made her crazy sometimes. The bathroom lockdown. The defining moment happened on a Tuesday night. I was staying at her apartment and my chemistry final, worth 30% of my grade, was the next morning at 8 a.m. I was brushing my teeth around midnight when she barged in, phone in hand. Her face was red. She demanded to know who Priya was and why I liked her photo so fast. Priya was just a classmate from my chem study group who had posted about her capstone project. Before I could fully explain, Samira called me a liar, accused me of wanting to sleep with Priya, and said I made her feel stupid. Then, she just walked out and locked the door from the outside. Her apartment had old exterior locks. I was trapped. My phone and backpack were in the living room and her room, respectively. The window was too small and we were on the 3rd floor. I sat on the freezing tile, trying the doorknob every few minutes. Hours passed. I could hear her TV on in the living room. She was watching something with a laugh track. I barely slept. I had no alarm, no way to call for help. I kept waiting for her to open the door, thinking this was just a really bad scare. She finally opened the door at 9:30 a.m. I had already missed my exam. She was holding a mug of tea, completely calm. She handed it to me and said, "You made me do that. If you hadn't liked that girl's picture, none of this would have happened." I just stared at her. My legs were numb. My exam was over. She kissed my forehead and suggested we get breakfast, acting like I hadn't spent 7 hours locked in a bathroom and hadn't just failed an exam that tanked my GPA. The true cost of love. I went to class that afternoon in the same clothes. I got a 0 on the final. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying the cold tile, the silence, and her voice afterward, blaming me. I called my mom at 2 a.m. I just cried. After listening, she quietly asked, "Miho, do you think love should make you feel like this?" I couldn't answer immediately. I thought love meant working through hard stuff. I thought everyone felt this exhausted. But sitting there on my dorm room floor, I realized I had been holding my breath for months. I checked my phone out of fear, not excitement. I'd stopped seeing my friends, stopped listening to my music, and stopped being myself to manage her feelings. I packed my belongings from her apartment that weekend while she was at work. I blocked her number and all her accounts. When she showed up at my dorm, I didn't open the door. That night, I realized the phrase, "Love isn't supposed to hurt," is true. Love shouldn't involve emotional blackmail, isolation, or the terror of being locked in a cold, small room while your future is destroyed. It shouldn't feel like survival.